Hi there, this is Zachary Adam Green, and I'm going to explain to you how to submit a dispute when YouTube blocks your video. Now, first of all, I'm not a lawyer, so take this advice at your own risk. It's probably not really going to be all that much of a risk, but it involves copyright law, so I figured I should say I'm not a lawyer. Now, the reason that YouTube is able to block your videos is because something called the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA. Um, Service providers like YouTube under the DMCA, now this isn't all the DMCA covers, but these are two important things. Service providers like YouTube can't get sued uh, if one of their users uploads something illegal or infringing of copyright or whatever. This is a good thing because it allows YouTube to exist without being afraid of getting sued into oblivion. Um, but on the other hand, YouTube must they absolutely must remove a user's uploaded video at the request of anyone claiming to be the copyright holder. They don't actually have to be the copyright holder. They just have to send a DMCA takedown notice, which this is a bad thing. It causes all sorts of ridiculous stuff. Now, what YouTube has done is they've created a system called Content ID, which streamlines the process for copyright holders. What Content ID does is it automatically scans your video to see if it matches certain copyrighted material that copyright holders have submitted to YouTube. Now, this means no human has actually looked at your video and decided to block it. Now, this isn't a legal DMCA takedown system. This is a thing that happens in place of a DMCA takedown notice. So if you've had your video removed from YouTube by Content ID, you've probably gotten an email that looks like this. In subject line, information about your video, blah, 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 blah. And the name, the text, dear username, your video may have content that is owned by license, blah, 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 etc. Like this. Now, you can dispute this Content ID match for one of three reasons. One of them being Content ID made a mistake, like, for example, it thought you had a Lady Gaga song in your video, but you actually didn't. Like, what the hell? Number two is your use of the copyrighted material. It was correct in identifying it, but it was a fair use. I'm not going to get into what exactly fair use is. You can there are lots of other places you can look that up. I'll link to some of them when I upload this video. And number three is the copyright holder gave you permission to include this, whatever the material was that you used. Now, if you submit the dispute, this means that the copyright holder can then send an actual DMCA takedown notice. However, this will put you on the copyright holder's radar, so they can sue you if you submit a dispute. No one ever has been sued for this reason. It doesn't make any sense. They would just probably send a DMCA takedown notice because, you know, if that's less trouble than suing somebody. But, you know, they do have the option to find out who you are and sue you there. But I wouldn't worry about that too much, but if you are worried, you should probably not go ahead with the dispute submitting process. So here's how to do it. You go to your My Videos page and find the video which has been taken down. You see, I actually submitted a video which I knew would immediately be blocked for the purpose of making this video, because any dispute you've already submitted, you can't redo the form, so I had to show you something. Anyway, you click the View Copyright Info button, and it says your video, blah, 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 may include content. What you want to do is click on this link down here that says, I want to learn more about the dispute process. Click that. And now it tells you there are very few valid reasons for disputing a claim. Review the information below. Basically, it says, you know, you can't dispute it if, you know, you bought a song that you used, or it's only part of your video, or there are other videos on YouTube, why can't I do it? And so you don't need to read all this. I mean, you should read all of it, but if you're here, you probably have a reason to be. So what you do is click on Take Me to the Dispute Forum, and now you select the reason for your dispute. If it was number one that the content ID system misidentified it, you just click the number one bullet thing. Or if it's number three, you click the number three thing and explain that you have permission from the copyright holder. If it's fair use, which is probably, I would imagine, the majority of the times that someone would dispute a content ID thing, you explain exactly why it is fair use. For example, in the case of these Hitler videos, you could say, this is a parody which has been upheld by the United States Supreme Court as fair use. Now, I should note that you should use complete sentences in this form, capital letters, good punctuation, because this is pretty serious business. It's not actually a legal form, but you should definitely write correctly and look intelligent, just because you know, you should treat it as if it is a legal form, even though it's not. So yeah, that's one example of something you could say if your submission is a parody. In some other cases, it might be simply because you are using it for non-commercial reasons and it doesn't affect the market of the original work. For example, if you were to make your own fan music video of something that could potentially be covered under fair use, that's not precedented in case law, but I usually dispute that because I feel like it's fair use, and that's all you really need to do to prove something is fair use, to bring it to court, and well, no one's done that yet. Anyway, so you could say this is a non-commercial work, and the use of the copyrighted content does not negatively affect the market for the original work. That's another option. Whatever you do, whatever your explanation is, make sure it's a complete, coherent sentence, everything spelled correctly with used commas and periods. And then your signature should be your full legal name, not it shouldn't be your username. It should be what it says on your birth certificate, basically. So Green, that's my name. And then the statement of good faith. Type the following statement into the box above. I usually go ahead and type the whole thing. You can probably copy paste it, but I feel like it's more. I just type it because I'm weird. It's karma or something. I have a good faith belief that the material was disabled as a result of a mistake or misidentification, and that I am not intentionally abusing this dispute process. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and click continue because, as I said, I uploaded this video just for the purpose of showing you how to submit a dispute. I don't actually have a fair use claim on this. So I'm not going to click continue. You should click continue. I'm going to click cancel myself. But that's how you submit a dispute to YouTube. And after you submit this form, your video will be unblocked. People will continue to see it until the copyright holder gets around to reviewing your video, and either they will accept your dispute and it will stay unblocked, or they will reject it and they will send an official DMCA takedown notice. Your video will be removed, and at that point, the only way to get it back is to file a counter notice, which is a big legal process. And if you find someone at like the Electronic Frontier Foundation to represent you, or someone else, they might be able to help you with that. But that's a much more intricate thing where you actually probably would get sued, so I'm not going to get into that right now. So anyway, this is how to submit a dispute to YouTube and get your video back online. and I hope that this information is useful to you. Thank you very much for watching.